Hello, this broadcast will be using the playtest rules for the Daggerheart beta. You will hear us criticize and judge the rules based on the version we are playing, version 1.2 and 1.3. This does not reflect the final product and what it can and will be. Again, we are playing the beta version of the game for the purpose of giving feedback, which we will happily give. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Wow, you didn't even start it, bro. What the fuck?
As you say that, I have started recording.
It's so fucking hard.
No,
it's too late now, Ollie. They missed it. It's fucking...
Damn it. Oh. I hate this place.
Fucking, we never have fun here.
Never. Thank you, everybody, for joining us another episode of APB. Today, we are playing the Daggerheart Playtest. If you live under a rock and have never heard of Critical Role, a very popular podcast/Twitch channel.
Yeah, they got a couple followers.
Yeah, they got a couple
followers. In particular, if you're listening to an actual play tabletop thing and haven't heard of Critical Role, how did you manage that?
I mean, I'm humbled at that point. It's just like I'm happy to happy that you saw us first.
Yeah.
Don't look at them. Stay with us, please.
No, please don't go.
But no, it's a role-playing group that made their own system, and we are playtesting it. It seems to be somewhere between rules light and, a moderately involved system.
Let's not say anything crazy.
Grumble. My name is Brandon. I will be the GM for this little adventure that we'll be doing. It's probably going to be 6 parts. And my players are going down the list. We have...
It is me, Ali. I am going to be playing a ranger in this thing. And my ranger's name is going to be... Shush. No, my ranger's going to be... His name is Velo.
What does Velo look like?
You know what? I'm trying to remember how to do it. I was going to describe it, and I kind of lost my train of thought there. Velo is a Qatari. He's from... Actually, he doesn't wholly remember. He just knows that there was lots of places his family grew up in and wandered around in because his family was nomadic. Velo is a dark skin, kind of like the color of roasted coffee. He has more black colored hair, golden eyes. He's a very tall but lithe and muscular man.
For those not familiar with the playtest, Qatari are the cat people.
Yeah.
Because Catman is playing a Catman.
No one is surprised.
I thought he was going to play a man cat.
Syndra.
That body with the head of a man.
I am playing Kavia Savale, the highborn elf sorceress. I am fairly tall and lithe. Generally dark and well made, but clothes they seem like they're meant to be inconspicuous, but if you're up close, you can tell they're pretty expensive. Black hair and amethyst eyes. Skin that looks like it hasn't seen a ton of sunlight. Seen some, but, life of luxury and all that. Well, up until recently.
Things change.
Yeah.
You're playing a elf, correct?
Yes.
And then that takes us down to Zemian.
Yes, I'm Zemian. I'm playing Czar, who is, I believe they're called Dracoans. They are the dragon people in the setting, or in their rules or whatever. No idea if they've actually changed the lore to make them related to dragons. Don't really care. In my head, they are. Brandon can tell me otherwise, but
I was gonna say I hope so, 'cause that's much cooler.
but Czar is he has gray scales. He has a pair of horns that they just kind of arch a little bit behind his head. He has these very bright, kind of shifting red and orange fiery eyes. There are kind of scratches. They're kind of hard to see on his scales, but there are like subtle like scratches that are scars all over him, really. He's wearing these like patchwork blue, gray, and black sort of robes that also have a series of like burn marks and such on them. They've clearly been through the shit, but they've been repaired several times over as well with various bits of cloth. And Czar's fairly tall. He's probably like just under 6 foot. Has this very like apprising look about him. And he is not carrying any visible weapons on him. He just kind of has a pack. He has like some draconic runes kind of permanently scarred into his hands. And he has a fairly gnarly pair of claws. And he will be the party's druid.
Excellent. Now, things are... Daggerheart will have a lot of the things that sound the same to other systems that you have possibly interacted with, such as Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons. But things are done differently here. There are some things in the game that refer to specific cards that you pick out during character creation and as you level up. So if you hear us referring to cards, that is what it'll probably be me referring to it because I remember them as cards. That is the intended way to play, is to print out the cards and got them in front of you, so you don't have to track them down in a book. Idea is to make it easier for you to reference. That is the intent, I imagine, but that is neither here nor there. It is time to get into the game. So, all of you have been traveling for some time. The kingdom is large and expansive, but its power has been shrinking, and you are either on your way into the city of I had it, where did I put it? I'm totally professional. Farrison, a old mining town that was responsible for a large amount of iron production, iron mining. Yep, professional. But the town has since then dried up. The power of the nation, the kingdom of Carcelon, has been waning. A number of weak leaders have led to the decline of many of the systems of government. Many of the different political factions have either started breaking off or making their own power grabs. And overall, the kingdom is suffering for it. Many are waiting to be invaded. Some are waiting for a ruler to step up and take the reins that will be powerful. Some wait for civil war to ravish the country and something new rise from the ashes. But here in Farrison, there is one primary concern, making it day to day with what little the town has left. You are in a long winding canyon called Dagger Canyon. It is a steep, it is dry, arid. At this time of year, it's close to the beginning of winter, or at the end of fall. So it's not hot, but it is dry. And as many of you have, from your long journeys, have made your way, you know of the only place in town to at least lay your head for the night and maybe get a drink, find some work, is the tavern of the Mermaid's Loot. Inside, it is not very busy. The town seems rather abandoned. Many stores seem just closed. There are very little in the way of traffic between the buildings and just going. There's no hustle and bustle. It's damn near deserted. There are people sitting on chairs, drinking. There are people gathering food or trying to sell what little they have. Some individuals ask if you brought iron, raw iron for sale, and of course you don't have any on you. And then they go back to being just overall like depressed. The atmosphere is not lively. It is one of decline, of stagnation, and just waiting for the end. You see many people inside the tavern are just drinking away. What drinks you do decide to get, if you do get any, are either very weak or just overall probably not going to get you sick, but you don't know if you'd want to go back. So you all meet in the tavern. And there is a notice board with some jobs posted.
All right, now just rocks need to fall and we all die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll met a quota.
We are in a valley.
Rocks fall, everyone dies, right?
You are in a
Yeah.
valley. Well, technically, you're at the bottom of a canyon.
Oh,
Whether or
even
not
better. The rocks falling.
Yeah, I don't know if that technically counts.
I mean, I feel like rocks are more liable to fall and kill everyone in a canyon than a valley.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
I'm thinking about it.
Well,
About it a lot.
Velo's gonna go take a look at the notice board.
Yeah, that's all we'll go over too.
There are a number of jobs.
Kavia will as well, after having sort of stumbled her way to the tavern. Not physically, but wandered her way here, being unfamiliar with the area. But I did also...
Go ahead.
It's fine.
I don't know. Finish what you were saying.
Okay. I did forget some descriptive stuff that I have. On one hand, a signet ring, but with the signet, or turns of the signet is on the side, on the inside of my hand, so it isn't normally visible. And a pair of eye glyphs tattooed onto the palms of my hands in purple ink. The open on the right side and closed on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, I also joined the small crowd gathering at the notice board.
And Czar.
Wanted to ask, because I forgot that it was a question I had, because we hadn't addressed it before. How are we handling language, if at all? Are we...
Right.
So everyone knows common, and then if you are of a specific race, you get that language as well, and then per your knowledge, whatever your knowledge bonus is, you can get an additional language from a race.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Gotta do it the Pathfinder method on that one.
That's very valid.
But as the three of you get up there and look around, a lot of these notices are old. The paper that was used is stained, it is dried out, it is yellowed, torn. A number of them are asking for people to assist in mining. Or in ferrying equipment, ferrying rocks. It's all like mundane work. There is one posting, however, that catches the three of your eyes. There is a notice that is added that individuals who are willing to go into the old closed down mining shaft called the Jugular, if they can come back with a specific sphere, it gives a description. It is a red sphere with a black crack in the middle of it that seems to emanate light. So it's fairly specific. If they can go into the Jugular and retrieve it, then they will reward everyone who took part in that endeavor with a chest's worth of gold. For those of you at home, money is abstracted. Feel how you want to about that.
A fistful of dollars.
I certainly won't be doing any mining. Let's see, transportation, guarding. Oh, what's this one? It seems interesting at the very least.
Let's go fetch a thing.
Well, that's the one you were looking at, Jar. And I was going to ask you what caught your eye, but there we go. Well, these
Got a
seem...
chance for some gold.
A little bit, at least.
Oh, nothing really worth... Nothing for any hunts, too. Sad.
You seem to be particularly focused on iron around here.
Could be mines.
Well, it seems that it is. But whatever this sphere is, does intrigue me.
Hefty gold means more than likely something spooky to these people. Something worth killing.
That too, I suppose.
Oh, so it is a hunt.
It's always a hunt.
Oh, sounds like we are in agreement, and
Well, if the two of you don't mind working together with me, since all of our interests lie in the same place.
an extra hand always helps taking down a bigger prey.
Agreed.
As the
I'll
three,
look to see who it says to talk to on them. Oh, sorry.
So where it says to talk to is to come back to the bar and ask for Brunhilde when you have the item.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to clarify, it's a chest of gold for each individual that returns with it.
Oh, let's
How
go.
are we supposed to carry around 3 chests of gold?
Well, you could probably
Very carefully.
spend one of the bags of gold that makes that chest of gold on a wagon.
That's fair. And then promptly get
I guess.
He'll probably get mugged for the other two
Yeah.
chests.
Are there like, is there something like extra dimensional containers in this setting?
Not that I've seen so
We could
far.
put some of that toward. That's your setting. What are you talking about?
He's saying the rules don't have it. Which
Yeah,
makes this even a more valid question. How the fuck were we supposed to carry around chests of gold?
You'll figure
well,
it
how
out,
big
I
is a
believe.
chest anyway? Is it like? Well, I guess it's bigger than a. Okay, so a bag is bigger than a handful, so that's not like a small pouch.
It's bigger than a bread box.
And yeah, I guess a chest is. I guess trying to math the abstracted money, which is whether or not that's a good idea or not. It would be roughly so 5 handfuls go into a bag and 4 bags go into a chest, which would mean that a chest is roughly 20 handfuls of gold. So quite a bit. Like definitely something you got to carry with 2 hands.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking heavy.
Yeah.
I will say there are extra dimensional like carrying items. You're not going to find it in this small town.
Oh yeah, not like immediately, but
Bro, what
Yeah,
the
but-
fuck? Why does this DM hate us?
Because I'm a bastard.
let's amend that wagon
everything
to
I ever want here.
covered wagon so that people don't just see that we're carrying around only gold and a lot of it.
Yeah, and as this town is on the border of the neighboring kingdom of Palsorin,
Yeah.
you know that this is like could be a potential like good trade point, but obviously the town's not doing too hot.
Yeah, it seems like the town is rather specialized in one industry and lacks people to work in that industry.
Well, I think the demand is high. I believe that their issue is supply.
Yeah, so they lack people to like actually get it, like to mine it.
The rumor is that the mines are all dried up.
Oh, okay. I thought they were, since they were a bunch of jobs to help with mining, I assumed they were low on people.
Give me a instinct. No, actually, it'd be a knowledge to recall, analyze, or comprehend.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, that is a 9 with hope.
9 with hope. So, what you?
Or well, or wait, do you combine them for the total?
Yep, you combine them.
Oh, it's a 10 with hope in that case. I thought you just kept a higher one.
Yeah, that was my misconception previously.
Do I get a hope whenever I roll with hope? Or is
whenever
that...
hope is the highest, you get a hope.
Cool. Okay, that comes back more often than I thought.
As long as you don't roll with fear.
Yeah.
So what you realize is that, like, these are old pieces of paper. Like, they're aged rather, like, probably months, maybe longer.
Yeah.
And that potentially these were individuals who thought they struck something and either were right and made off with what they had, or were wrong and are somewhere in this town or have left the town. Or maybe there are some folks that are just that desperate enough and hope someone will answer it one day.
Yeah. Well, at least they have a fancy sphere for us to retrieve in return for lots of money.
As you all,
So I'll take what I can get.
As you all are looking at this piece of paper and going over like the finer details, you hear a not small amount of screaming. Sounds like there are people panicking outside.
Things disturb the flock.
That's
I
Go
will
take a look.
just roll toward the
Yup.
door.
Right. I would like the 3 of you to give me instinct checks.
I look over there without a lot of urgency, but definitely like I'm curious about what's going on outside, but I'm not like rushing over there to help.
Sounds good.
Instinct check.
Oh, nice. A 19 with hope.
That turns into a 12 with fear.
Hey.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Mhm.
Critical success with hope.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well, it's not with a hope. You just.
Well, it's not like with hope, but I gain hope. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, homework.
For a total of 22. I got double tens.
Yep. Damn. So in order, what was yours, Ollie? Or Velo? 12. So the first thing that all of you notice is there is a middle-aged gentleman that is currently hanging from his feet with his throat slit and a piece of paper wadded up and in his mouth. He is just kind of dangling in the middle of town. The 19, what you notice is a number of individuals are obviously like surprised and shocked, but there you could count a couple in the crowd that obviously like are feigning it. They're faking shock and surprise.
Interesting.
What Czar notices is all of these things, but that's not what Czar's looking for. Czar sees the prey. Where'd the predator go? And just off to the right, you see a dark like figure dip behind one of the buildings. Like it's on top of a building and it kind of dips down.
What range would you say this figure's at?
I would say they are at far.
So I should say pray. And I want to, as I start running after the target, I want to cast Vicious Entangle. Could I spend a hope to add my Predator experience to it?
I would say you absolutely could. For those who are not familiar with the ability, what does that do?
Experiences are essentially like either single words or like small phrases or something that hint at your character's background. And you can spend a hope to invoke them as long as the DM approves it to add a little bonuses to your roll to give you an extra edge. For Czar, his major experience is Predator. He hunts his prey with ferocious intensity. Yeah.
Absolutely, because you got a critical, you'll be able to get them. What does the ability do?
Vicious Entangle. You make a spellcast roll against a target within far range. On a success, roots and vines reach out from the ground and temporarily restrain them, dealing 1d8 physical damage. On a success, you may also spend a hope to temporarily restrain any enemies very close to your target.
Okay.
Now, it says temporarily restrain. No indication of how long temporarily is.
As dramatically appropriate.
Sure.
Wonderful.
What? You're making a spellcasting roll, right?
Yes. I got a 16 with fear.
Right. Another thing that happens when you have fear is that a complication occurs. For Velo, I'm giving you a stress because holy shit, that's a dead body. That kind of
this
shocks
almost
you.
reminds me of something.
Yeah.
You don't want to see
It
a dead
reminds
body.
me of something.
As for Czar, I will absolutely let you succeed with that, and I'm not going to give you a stress. I'm going to say I need you to make a strength roll to push through the crowd as people are panicking because there's a dead body. Some are feigning it, some are not. But either way, you are blocked. you want to make it there in
I see.
time, you need to push through them.
As he moves to leave the doorway, I'll say, careful. Some of the said flock aren't quite as shocked as they would have you believe. And I will
Could
move
I?
behind him through whatever path he makes.
Oh, that's not going to be great for you, unfortunately. So depending on Brandon's answer. As I'm moving, I would like to actually take a stress. And wild shape into, well, beast form. I shouldn't say wild shape. Beast form into the agile scout category, but essentially take on the form of a fox, and weave my way through the crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I turn into a black fox mid sprint and just hunker down and just start darting, weaving back and forth between and under people.
Nice.
Drop out of this form at any time. Okay.
You're not just stuck there forever.
So,
Oh,
you dart through. Velo, you watch Czar shift into a fox and then dart between people's legs after hearing him whisper, "Pray."
well, if he knows where it is, I'm going to run after him.
And then, if you also watch this happen, how do you get past the crowd?
Seemed very confident in having that handled, so I am going to move toward the nearest one of the ones who seem to be feigning it. Hopefully there's less crowd to go through to get to them.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll say there's one on the outer edge.
Oh, okay. I'll move in that direction.
Okay. So, Czar, you go fox and start running through the streets, and you find your prey. He's actually he got hit with a spell as he was coming down and got attached to the wall. And he's currently taking a dagger and trying to cut through it.
Yeah, when I get to him, I'm going to shift back. So I'm going to drop beast form, and
He starts slashing fiercely.
I am going to hold up a clawed hand. The rune is going to light up orange, and then my hand is going to be engulfed in fire, and I'm just going to growl at him. Don't.
Make me a presence check.
That's not good. Well, yeah, 15 with fear.
15 with... Update my tracker. For... You do succeed, so he does stop. He stops slashing at it, but he is not unarmed. He's not going to fully drop the dagger. But he stops slashing and is kind of just waiting to see what happens next. I would like you to take an additional point of stress.
Yeah, I want to glance behind me, see if any of my friends are coming up behind me.
Bello is jogging
Velo's
out.
on his way.
Fantastic. Then I'm just going to keep an eye on him and make sure he stays put. Not that the vines are giving him a choice, but
Yeah. What do you want?
You tell me. You're the one attacking people.
Our message is clear. You gotta read that note. You'll know what's going on. You'll know that I shouldn't be fucked with.
Whatever you say, little mouse.
So, Jacques,
Yes,
is this the prey?
it is.
I'm no one's
Huh.
prey. Jumping over. So you have walked up on one of these individuals who have been feigning surprise. They are not paying attention to you fully. What do you do?
I'll just casually approach from probably from behind them if they're at the edge of the crowd looking at whatever's going on. Are they just focused on keeping their act up, or are they watching anything else in particular?
They seem pretty focused on keeping their act up.
Okay. I'll walk close enough that I can talk to them without like screaming over the crowd.
Okay.
Interesting weather we're having today, isn't it?
I'm more concerned with the body over there. That's the mayor.
I'm sure you are. Does the mayor have any friends who wanted to send him a message lately that you can think of?
I don't know what you could mean by that.
Well, being put on display like that seems pretty deliberate.
Give me an instinct.
A 16. Once more with hope.
So you're
very hopeful today, apparently, and I've got 5 hope now.
You noted, like, you can tell he's lying. You also see him start reaching behind his back with his other hand. Reaching for what you believe to be a weapon. You have a high suspicion it's a weapon, all things considered.
Yeah, I have my dual staff. I don't know exactly what a dual staff is, to be honest, but that's what the weapon's called.
In bonk or cast at range with it. Well, not cast, but use it to whip magic at people.
Yeah. It's held at my side right now, resting on the ground, and I kind of casually shift my position. Trying to not look like I'm getting ready for a fight, but make sure the staff is off the ground and held a little bit more ready, shifting a foot forward so that I'm more balanced and not as easy of a target. But trying to keep it subtle to see what they do.
He's still reaching.
Yeah. I just pretend not to notice him reaching.
I think that it would be best if we all, went home for the day, locked up. As things seem dangerous right now. I can only wonder what's... I don't know why he died. I don't know why someone killed him. He's improving.
Are you certain you don't know anything? Because your action needs work.
He is going to... He's going to pull the blade and try to cut you.
Okay. I don't know if there's an initiative system in this game or not.
We are going to go to combat.
Yeah.
Zar and Velo, you're going to hear more screams erupt from where you originally were. And the way that initiative works in this game is that PCs get to go first. You can continue to go until either you fail a check or you roll with fear.
Okay.
Success or failure. Once that happens, depending on how many actions were taken, so for example, if each of you act once, or you fail or get a fear, I then get 3 tokens that I can use to do combat. I can also trade in the fear tokens I have, which at the moment is 6, to generate 2 more action tokens.
Okay. Let's see. Despite him not knowing, knowing that I know, I did know this was coming, so I readied myself for it.
Yep.
And I'll step back to make space and just whip the staff up and crack across the bottom of his jaw with the end of it before I can get stabbed.
Sounds good.
And this is an instinct roll with plus. No, it's +2 because of instinct. That's right. Okay. Okay. That was a 20 with fear. How did? Okay, so fear doesn't affect my roll, but it gives you a fear token, right?
Yeah, it's going to do several things here. Going to give you another stress, as you now realize that you are actually outnumbered because a number of people don't panic once the fight breaks out. They kind of just turn and you know what's about to happen. You are now in for a fight. The other thing that occurs is I get a fear token that I can then spend, and then finally, player round ends.
Okay.
And then I go with the 1 token, but I can make more.
Oh, okay. But then I just okay, I hit and then I just roll damage like at most other games, I assume.
Yep. You still hit. It's just,
Yeah. But actually, oh right, you have to roll over evasion to hit, isn't that how it is?
Yeah,
evasion
you
just works
hit a 20, you hit them.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, for enemies, it's called difficulty. They don't have an evasion score.
Oh, okay. Does it work the same either way then?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's see. Roll. Jeez. All right. So it is D8 plus 2, so 3 magical damage. There's a slight violet glow at the point of impact. But it's kind of a grazing hit across his chin, though, more than the jaw knocking hit I was going for.
Yeah.
Trying to keep my eyes on all of the targets at once that were starting to turn, and drew my attention away from where I needed it.
All right, so you cut them across the. Well, you don't cut them. You bonk them. You crack them across the skull. They seem a little dazed by what you did. But are already moving back into attack. So we move to adversary moves. I have 1 token. I'm going to spend a fear to add 2 more. I'm going to use one of those tokens from the individual that Bello and Dar are in conflict with. And that individual is going to start a timer. They are trying to cut themselves loose, I'm going to say, in 4 rounds of PC combat, unless he gets another action. He'll be freeing himself.
All right.
That's 1. As for you, Syndra, the individual you're fighting is going to try to cut your throat.
Man, they really like throat cutting, whoever these people are.
Yeah, it's a thing. Not a kink,
my
but
evasion
it's
is 10.
Evasion is
Sure.
Oh. Let's hear. Okay, and 14 will hit you.
Ow.
And damage. So the way damage works in this game is that you don't lose that HP straight up. There are thresholds that have to be meet. What threshold does that meet on your character before armor?
You said before armor?
Yep.
Before armor, it is. Oh, sorry, it's major. So major is 8, but severe is 13. So I assume the tier is that much or more until you reach the next one.
Yep. So with a major,
Yeah.
you'd be taking 2 damage. If you'd like to spend armor to reduce that, feel free to.
Okay. And I've got 3 armor. So okay. So it reduces the amount of damage I take, not the damage roll. All right, that makes armor a little better than I thought it was.
Well, so it's reducing the it's going to reduce from the 10.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
You're mitigating that damage to make either the wound less severe or just to take
Let's see.
nothing.
Well, reducing from the 10 actually knocks it down to minor, so I think that's good. When the dagger comes in, I'll turn so it catches my upper arm instead, where I have some... under my clothes, there are some leather panels sort of woven into the inside subtly.
Sounds good. And with that, go ahead and take your first tick of HP. Another individual is going to move and block the alleyway that and Hello are in. And that will do it for adversary turns. Now we go back to player turn.
Oh no.
Delightful. Gonna fucking. I think I'm gonna start swinging on the guy we've got tied up here. I'm gonna bonk him with my hand runes. Yeah. Cool. 13 with hope.
And I hope you hit.
Get fucked. And they will take 8 damage. 8 magical damage.
Nice.
As I hit him with a short burst of fire.
For a major wound.
You came to the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And the way this technically works is that you guys can all take turns and keep going until failure or fear.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I suggest you go.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll take a turn. I'll take a turn. The guy behind us, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I want to make a point. I am aiming to knock this guy out. I know I hit him with fire, but my intent is not to kill him.
No, perfectly fine.
We are being cornered. Or should I say, the next prey has showed up. I'll just turn around, knock an arrow into my short bow, and I'll just take a shot at the guy trying to block the alleyway. So that's that. I'll do that. That is... Oh no, that's a 19 with fear.
And 2 fear hits.
So that'll be 8 damage as well.
Major wound. You stick him in the shoulder. He reels from it a bit. Before he just looks absolutely pissed off. Going back into the enemy turn, the adversary turn. Going to spend another fear token to give the group 2 more actions. One of those actions is going to be spent on the guy trying to cut himself free. That is now down to 3. The individual that you shot is going to walk up and try to shank the shit out of you. If you can believe it.
Whoa.
Maybe. Prey has teeth.
Prey does have
Oh.
teeth. Does 12 hit your evasion?
12 is a miss on my evasion.
He comes up, tries to shank you, and you can sidestep him. On fighting Kavia, you are. They're not happy with the bonketing that you have given them. They are going to try to stab you again.
I started it.
Is a 20. GM dice.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Eight damage.
Okay. Let's see. That once more allows me to use armor to actually reduce it to a minor with only one armor slot, so I think that's worth it. I'll do that again.
Right?
Similarly, I'll turn to take the blow on a less vulnerable spot than he was aiming for, as well as I can, where I wasn't quick enough to fully avoid it, but I could manage something.
Great. And one more. A individual behind you, Kavia, has walked up and is now within melee range of you as there to back up their friend. That we move out of the adversary turn. Oh, Bello.
Mm-hmm.
The situation. I wasn't fast on it. I had an idea for it, but I'm just going to give you a point of stress. That's my bad.
It's okay. Just take point of stress. Got it.
Yep. I need to pay more attention to when you guys hit fear and not just take my greedy little GM point. But it is back to player turns.
Okay. Do we just want to go in the same order, or I guess
I think you need to take an action. There's something else I'm gonna say, but I'll save it for later. You should go ahead and act though, because you've got two people on you. As much as like I want to try to deal with this guy, to make sure he doesn't get away, you've got like two people trying to attack you, and you've already lost a round where you haven't gotten to do anything. So
that's fair.
You should probably get a chance to do something.
Oh, okay.
Because if one of us fucks our roll, they're just going to get to act again.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. When I have to make a spellcast roll, am I just also rolling against evasion or difficulty?
So,
Yes.
for the most
If you're
part,
attacking
unless
them, yeah.
unless it calls out like a specific difficulty that you have to hit.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, so minor illusion says spellcast roll 10, but then Rain of Blades just says a spellcast roll, but I'm aiming at people, so okay, cool. With a wave of my free hand, I'll manifest. Okay, well, actually, how many of them are in? Where is it? Close range, because there were more than just the two over here. I know one went toward the others, but are there any of these other enemies who happen to be close enough?
You know, there's one more who's not, like, you can see them out of the corner of your eye, and you can see that they're kind of not sure what's going on. Suddenly they're trying to shank a person in the street. This was not part of the plan, and they have not committed to action yet.
Okay.
But there's only one other person who you don't know of that's already engaged.
Yeah. Let's see. I will not go for the one who isn't committed to action yet, since maybe if I don't like piss him off or anything, he'll just decide, maybe I just run away.
Maybe fuck this.
Yeah, maybe I don't care. See, I'll manifest two translucent purple blades in front of me and fling them at the two who are attacking me. They'll arc around and try to stab him. So spellcast roll.
Yep, and you only have to make one. It will apply to all of them.
It is a 10 with fear.
10 with
I gain stress from fear, right? This also costs me
so
2 points.
a consequence happens, not necessarily a stress.
Oh, okay. That's just what you did last time. I wasn't sure if that was what it always was.
Yeah, that's because I missed an opportunity.
It's kind of like the what is it? Like the opposite of an advantage in Genesis.
Consequence?
Yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah.
Is it just disadvantage? Okay, for some reason I thought it was a different word, but yeah, it reminds you of that a little bit.
I'll say the consequence is that
Right. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
I'll say the consequence is that the one guy that was non-committal sees you fling magic and is just like, oh no, we need to take care of this, and moves up into melee range as well. 12
I knew I should have brain stabbed you.
Yeah. 12 does not succeed.
Oh, it was a 10, but I'm guessing that also doesn't succeed.
Well, the 10 does not succeed.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. 12 is the magic number. That's why I said 12. Freudian slip.
Aha. Well, it doesn't. Knowing the difficulty doesn't make me better at rolling it, I suppose, unless I had a buff I could apply, which I don't.
But with that, going to go ahead and move back into opposition's turn, adversary turn. Going to spend a fear token, add 2 to my thing, my pool. Guy gonna try to chop himself free. So we're down to 2 on him. And one of these cutthroats are going to try to stab you. Avia?
Who's you?
Am I you?
Where are you?
Okay.
Avia.
Oh, okay.
Is your evasion 5?
No, it is not.
Then another one will try to stab you.
Oh no.
Is your evasion 4?
No.
You being surrounded, suddenly learn Wing Chun as, I guess you activate your Sharingan and just finally start, like, dodging and parrying these attacks. We go back to the player turn.
Just speaking of sensory powers, I don't know if it'll matter in this particular encounter, but I do have Arcane Sense from my class. It just says, I can sense the presence of magical people and objects when you're close to them. So I don't know if they have a magical person among them, but if they do, I might be able to tell. Cool.
It specifically says when you're close to them, so I'm going to assume that is close range, so 15 feet of you.
I would guess, yeah.
This is a situation.
Yeah.
So we need to. Really don't want to let this guy go.
I wonder, can you hit with the entanglement again to just make him start over?
I could, yeah.
Oh boy.
That'd be. Yeah. I don't know if that's the best course of action, but it is hilarious.
I can just do it continuously. It doesn't cost me anything to do it.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna try to bonk him. Yeah. Actually, better yet. Let's see if we can do a 2-for-1 deal. Is the guy who's attacking Vela over there? Is he also within close range?
He would be in close range.
Cool. I think I'll do that then. I'm going to spend a hope. I'm going to do my fire breath attack. I'm gonna kind of look over my shoulder while I'm like grabbing my shield from my bag that was hanging there, and I'm gonna open my toothy maw and breathe out a gout of flame. Let's see if this succeeds here.
You're spending 2 hope?
I'm spending 1 hope
to do
the breath attack. A 10 with hope.
10 with hope would fail.
Damn. Does that? Because I do. Let me
spend
check the wording on this real quick. Spend a hope to make an instinct roll using your breath attack against an enemy or group of enemies within close range. I am planning to hit both of them with it. Deal D8 magic damage to all enemies you succeed against. Okay, so the 10 fails against him. Does the 10 hit the restrained guy?
I'll say the 10 hits the restrained guy. Because he doesn't get his full bonus, because he doesn't get to really dodge.
Okay, so I'll describe it this way. I got to breathe a gout of flame, but I'm a little worried of clipping Velo here. And the gout of flame is going to narrow and narrow until it's a very tight beam of fire, and then I'm going to snake my head around where I avoid hitting him with it, and I'll beam the dude in the arm with it.
Colin.
Nice.
And do 8 of damage for 2 whole damage. Wow, we're rolling like kings out here.
Yeah, for real.
So he will... Actually... What's your fucking threshold? Okay, sure. It's a shit lighter threshold, my dude. You should work on that. He will take damage. And did your vine do any damage?
I totally forgot about that aspect. Hang on, do a check. Oh yeah, the vine automatically does a D8. I fucking
roll a D8.
I thought the D8 was part of spending the hope with the spell, but it is not.
Do a D8. Don't roll a 1.
8 damage.
Okay. He is
Yeah.
out. He is no longer chopping at anything. He is just kind of dangling there as you see him go into like the fire starts to burn him, and then I guess he stops breathing. Just because, from the intense heat and possibly go into heat stroke, but he's not dead.
I was hoping to not kill him. Okay,
no, he's not dead. He is. It's hard to flavor going unconscious while being hit with fire.
Yeah, that's why I was I'm gonna beam him in the arm, instead of just trying to light his entire ass on fire. Yeah.
Technically speaking, you did succeed in that roll, so I'm not going to move it to the next turn.
Okay. Well, it was also with hope.
Oh, that was with hope? Cool.
Yeah,
it was with hope.
He failed against 1, succeeded against 1. He got the hope. If you succeed with fear, it even moves on to the adversary turn. You got a hope. You succeeded on 1. We're going to say it's a win. Next player.
Okay. Cinder, do you want to go and see go, or do you want me to try?
Either way. I mean, you haven't gone yet. I don't want to say this round because I don't think that's really a thing in this.
Not really.
But
In this flow, I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do this.
I don't want to deprive you of your turn just because it's strategically helpful for me to do a thing.
That's perfectly fine. I was just going to be extra focused on oh look, our new friend, our new pack member is currently being ganged up on by 2 people.
3 people.
We're in an alleyway. I'm not even sure if we can see what's going on with her.
Yeah, you might be out of line of sight.
I'm near the entrance, so kind of. So I can at least kind of see what's going on. I'm gonna do this. So you have 3 people ganging up on you?
Yeah, the indecisive one joined in.
Oh, wonderful. Who's the furthest one away from her?
They're all 3 in melee with her.
Okay.
They'd be at...
Very close?
No, they'd be at
Close.
medium range.
I have no idea what the description for those are, but okay.
So that is roughly 20 to 30 feet.
You're fighting someone 20 to 30 feet away with blades?
No, they're 20 to 30 feet away from you. They're in melee, which means that if they were models, they'd be touching.
Okay, so they're very close to Havia. That's what I was asking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the staff is a ranged weapon, but So I could be doing that, but I'm not.
I'm just going to look at one of them, and I'm going to be like, "Hey, look! I hope you stop moving." As I cast a spell. Damn, that's a 23 with fear.
A spell to make them stop moving.
And 23 succeeds.
Kind of. Because they are restrained now, and that guy is going to be taking 4 points of damage from being restrained.
All right. You're restrained. Because this is the Vicious Entangle.
This is my vicious entangle. No.
Oh.
It was out of control.
Party members are so vicious.
With that, that will end there for the player turn, as you succeed with fear. The individual that you are currently that's currently trying to stab you, as you succeed with fear, he is going to get advantage on his next attack against you.
Alright, that's fine.
I added D6 to the roll. So that's 2 actions. I'm going to spend a fear token, put it to 4 actions. Guy that you're fighting, Bello, is going to try to stab you. Crash that advantage in now.
Okay.
Wow. A 1 and a 4 for a total of 5. I'm going to assume that doesn't hit you.
Not at all. I'm sitting here, bow in hand, dancing around this guy. He's trying to take stabs at me. I'm casting entangles over there, trying to help my friend, or new friend.
Another action is going to be used by the guy that's now currently restrained. Let me double check what that technically does. There are conditions and a number of things.
If anyone has an ability that can make targets vulnerable, it literally doubles the damage of my arena blades, by the way, so that can be spicy.
I mean, I was hoping I was going to get a hope die so I could entangle 2 of them, but guess that didn't work.
Do you have to spend hope to expand it like that?
Yeah.
When an effect makes a creature restrained, it means they cannot move until the condition is clear. They can still take actions from their current position. So he can still stab, but he's also concerned with trying to get away, because this has gone from a clean job to foobar. So he's going to begin cutting himself free, and that will have the same ticker as the other one. Each action spent will reduce the ticker by 1. He starts at 4. A countdown. I keep saying ticker. So that's going to be his action. Another individual the individual that you bonked in the head, is going to attempt to shank you. Avia.
Oh, okay.
I added a T. A 3 will not. 3 will not get there.
I'll have to try harder than that.
Well, his buddy's going to try harder than that.
Yeah. And that's when I got stabbed.
But only just the tiniest bit harder with a 4.
Amazing.
Yep. Rolling hot earlier. It's all gone. Out of gas. All right, player turn.
Okay. If I can go, I'd like to.
Yes, go.
I'll take a few steps away so that I am not in melee range of the restrained one anymore. And then, with another gesture, recast Rain of Blades, this time targeting all 3 of them. And let's see, I don't think. Oh, yeah, right. Restrained and vulnerable are separate conditions, so.
Yep.
Let's make the spellcasting roll and see how it goes. This time was a 17, but with fear.
Roll damage, it may not matter.
Oh, okay. I don't know what order to roll like each of them in, but they each take a d10. So I'll let you take your pick when I roll them.
We'll start with the restrained one first because he's having a bad day.
Oh, okay. He takes 8.
I assume ethereal purple dagger.
Yeah. Kind of going for like hamstrings with these, since I'm not really trying to be lethal. I just want to make sure these guys can't fight us anymore, and also preferably don't get away.
Gotcha.
So, not going for headshots or anything.
If you're going for the cankles.
Yeah.
So the dagger just slips around underneath where his Achilles tendon is, and he is not looking great.
That has to hurt really bad.
Then we'll do it for the one that you originally bonked on the head.
That one takes 4.
Okay. He is not looking good. You can see clearly on his face that he's trying to figure out whether or not he should continue fight. And then the last one.
I forgot to spend my hope for that. It costs 2 hopes. I'm down to 1. 4 again.
They look upset. Being stabbed by ghost blades. Not fun.
I mean, I had fun. I don't know why they did. And yeah.
Going to
Am
spend...
I right in assuming I'm able to like move and do another thing in the same turn?
As
There doesn't
far
seem to be
as
a
I'm
particular action
aware,
system, so I don't know.
far as
There's
I'm
no
aware, doesn't
rules,
really seem to
so
be.
it's safe to assume you can move up to
Like within
a range
Yeah.
and also attack
Cool.
or cast or
do what you want to
Think
do.
more cinematically.
Yeah.
follow your heart.
Follow the
Okay,
heart
that's
of
what I
things.
did, and it worked out. So
Yeah.
cool.
I could be wrong, but fuck it, we ball. I'm going to use another fear token, give 2 more actions. The guy that is restrained, he's going to start cutting himself free some more. And his 2 buddies, one of them, the one that you originally attacked, Kavia, is fuck this, and just bolts. He just starts running down the street. The other one is going to try to cut his buddy loose, and will contribute to that tracker. So, 4, 3, 2,
Well, at least one of you cares about the others.
Yeah. So 1 more tick, and he will get free. But back to the player turn.
There's still a dude that was attacking Oli, right?
Yes, I am still being attacked by a guy who has been ineffectual this entire time.
Correct.
I would like to rock his world in an unfun way, but fun for me. I'm gonna turn, see that guy's still vibing, and I'm going to run down the alleyway to him. I'm gonna go to some sick ass dragon pyromancer shit. I'm gonna essentially like ignite like a little spark just before the palm of my hand as I charge towards him. And I'm gonna run up to him, close my hand around it, and it's gonna like mini explosion, concussion force him with the force of the explosion and my momentum. Try to punch him. Can I spend a hope to add my pyromancer bonus?
Yes, you may.
Hell yeah. 22 with hope.
Get that hope
Well,
token.
there's a hope.
Do inform me if you get a crit with any of these.
Yeah, no, that was a 12 and a 7 plus 3.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to roll my damages for 3 magic damage.
All right. He does not take that super well. Looks rather pissed off. You've just, fried his friend. Doesn't know that he's alive, but, still upset.
I will snap my toothy maw at him with a dark chuckle.
But you succeed with hope. So we go on to the next player.
So one of them's trying to run away. Is that what's happening?
One of them is trying to run away and is. If he gets another action, he will duck behind a building.
Okay, so So
Do
we
it
have
to
one
him.
that's trying to run away.
Yeah, he's trying to run away.
Yeah. Do it.
I'm going to make it like this. I'm going to thematically just kind of pull back my bow, and I'm going to twang it in his direction. I'm going to cast Vicious Entangle on him.
Dickhead. All right, spellcast roll.
That's a 7 with hope.
A 7 with hope.
That's a 7 with hope. Now, do I have anything that can help? No, probably not.
What were your numbers?
I got a hope.
You
3
get a
and a
hope.
2.
3 and a 2. Yeah, you fire it off and it's just kind of flowers spring up next to him. But
Yeah, the vines just the vines actually just hit a building wall next to him and it just starts sprouting out from the wall.
With a fail and 2 actions, we go back into enemy turn.
It's a hope, sir. We got a hope.
But you failed.
Oh, I failed.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Fail or
Fuck.
fear. Yep.
Fuck you. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, that's not an agility check. Never mind. Oh, no, that isn't an agility check. Do I want to try, though? So, Katari Ancestry, it says as on an agility rolls, I can take a point of stress to reroll the hope die. But I must take the new result.
I would allow it because agility is your spellcasting.
And you know what? No, we're gonna do it. Take the stress. So how does the reroll work? Do I just click on the hope die?
Just roll another d12. Roll 1 d12.
I just roll a d12. Okay.
Because your fear was a 2.
This is now a 12. See it.
12 would.
No, it's an 8. Or 12. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So it's because your agility is 2, a 2 on the fear, and then you rolled an 8 on the hope die, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a 12, and that would actually succeed. So he is entangled.
Get some.
Nice.
Rolling for damage for the vines.
Yep.
He takes 7 points of damage as now he is restrained.
He is limp in the restraints.
Oh.
He was running for a reason.
Got it.
I'll let you decide whether or not that killed him. If that means that Ollie rolls a d20 and goes odd even, feel free.
You know what? Odd even. Let's go. You said d20?
Yep.
That is an odd, but it looks like he lives.
All right. And since you succeeded, it no longer goes to the adversary turn.
Yay. Did Zara go before you, or did I? I don't remember.
Zara went before me.
Oh, okay.
So, it is we will say is your actions.
Unless you really want Zara to go again. Or Ollie to go again.
That's true. I just wanted to make sure I'm not forcing myself into it when someone else hasn't taken a turn yet and wants to. Alright, so don't have enough hope for a Rain of Blades again. And I'm down to 2 targets anyway, so it's not as efficient. I will... does one of these remaining guys... Okay, well one's restrained and the other is not. Does one of them look more beat up than the other?
The restrained guy. He looks like he's just kind of hanging on.
Oh, okay. I'll swing my staff at him again, and a slight reflavor on how that was. I'll manifest a blade, kind of similar to the daggers around it, the purple translucent one. As I swing, and before it hits, I'll turn it so the flat hits him to try to just knock him out. So the blade's like kind of overlaying over the staff. And that is an 18 with fear. Spooky 18.
I'm going to say as a result of you getting a fear, you do succeed. So roll damage. Just don't roll a 1.
Okay. 6 damage.
Yeah, he's gonzo. I'll let you. You said you did with the flat, so I assume you were going for non-lethal.
Yeah.
As a result, the other guy is going to just immediately sprint.
Bye.
With that, it goes into adversary turn. He's going to spend one of the free actions available to sprint. Going to spend another one to sprint, and spend another one to sprint. He ducks behind on the second sprint, he ducks behind a building and is out of sight. I'm going to say that puts an end to combat.
Dun, 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 dun.
So now you have a unconscious man dangling from a building. You have a dead man with a note in his mouth, just tied, like hanging from a lamppost by his feet. You have another individual being held limply in a entangling vines, and you have another individual who was almost free of the vines, but still had a couple around his ankles, unconscious on the ground.
I think all of the unconscious ones are actually restrained by vines as well, if I'm not
the guy I
mistaken.
just punched.
Oh, that guy might not have been. I thought it was.
He is very much unconscious.
Oh, okay.
I
He's really
apologize if I
punched.
didn't make that clear when I said, and he's out.
Oh, I missed
Okay.
that. Sorry, that was my bad.
I may
You
not,
gotta ring out. You knocked him off the
vocalized.
stage.
may not have vocalized it loud enough.
Okay.
What happened with the crowd during all of that? Did they just all run away, or?
They started screaming again and ran away.
Oh,
Did I see the last one running?
Yes.
Cool. Let's see here. Could I go ahead and use Gifted Tracker? Make a spell cast roll to track or ask the GM one question to be able to learn about a specific creature or group of creatures based on signs of their passage. If you spend hope before the roll, you can double your spellcast trait as the modifier. So I would like to track him down and spend a hope.
Give me that spellcasting roll.
Sure.
You're gonna spend a hope to double your bonus.
Yes. So I'm rolling with a +4. 23 with fear.
So the result of the fear, you are going to immediately sprint, and like you just got done with combat, and like you just immediately throw your body back into fight or flight.
Absolutely.
You're gonna take a point of stress for that.
Sure.
Because it doesn't make sense to make you vulnerable, doesn't make sense to restrain you, and other penalties will be negligible.
Yeah.
Tap one of your resources. As you are running, what is the question you'd like to learn about the specific creature or group?
Oh, well, it's I track or ask.
Tracker ask.
But yeah, I mean, if you want me to benefit from both, that's fine.
You didn't crit. So
Fair.
you're just going to keep track of them.
Yeah.
And like if it seems too difficult to follow him, I am willing to beast form so I can track him by scent.
Okay. So you are on his trail. You're like, you see the signs of like the leading, the signs of him just like knocking shit over and just running. So you're on his tail
Okay.
and you're just going after.
So he's terrible at this. All right.
I mean, he's just full blown fuck.
Oh yeah.
Jumping back.
When Zar gets over here and realizes he's making a mess fleeing, there's going to be audible laughter as he gives chase.
So
He's enjoying himself.
I bet. Back to Velo and Kavia. You see Zahar just bolt towards where the one guy ran off, and at one point after he turns the corner, you just hear cackling.
It sounds like he has that handled. I'm going to see what the note says.
I'm gonna drink a stamina potion.
Rare.
I'm about midway through my stress tracker. I kind of want to make sure I don't get too stressed out here.
Not a problem. So, Kavia, you go up. The man is dead. Obviously, he looks beaten. It looks like they didn't just like do him the kindness of killing him quick.
Yeah.
They made sure he was hurt and brutalized the entire time. The note in his mouth reads, "The guild has claimed his life, this town, and its iron. Submit or die."
Is the guild capitalized? Like the group is literally just called the guild, or is it a guild in the area?
So your background actually comes into effect here. You know who these people are.
Oh,
You've technically worked with them before.
I see. These assholes. That guild.
So, and they give there is like a stamp of like the Thieves Guild, despite them being an unrecognized guild by the kingdom.
Yeah, as I like pull the note out of his mouth, like kind of a look of disgust from dead guy saliva on it, I, like shake off as much as I can and read it. Oh, back over to Velo. Seems we've made enemies of an interesting group of people.
Really? I'm gonna start rummaging through their pockets.
Oh, you rummage through the pockets. Tar. You.
Oh, I wasn't exactly a
Sorry.
fan of theirs before.
Oh,
Sorry.
it looks like I wouldn't be a fan of them either.
So Zahar, you are this person, wounded animal, wounded deer, just trying to find any out. There's more blood. You eventually find a cellar that is shut with the blood that goes down, with a blood stain that goes down into it.
Interesting. I guess I'm gonna go down into the cellar. Unless it's locked.
It is not locked. Actually, you see on the outside there was a lock that got busted open.
Okay.
Very unlocked.
Yeah.
So you open it. Give me an instinct.
No problem. Uh, 13 with hope.
Get a hope. You hear, like, when the door opens, you hear the slightest whimper.
Now. Come out and play nice, and we don't have to get violent anymore.
You look down the stairs and start down the stairs when you realize, and this is what other thing you get from your instinct, right above the threshold where you actually enter the cellar proper, there is a small pool of blood and none that goes further in.
Wait, what?
I think he's above the doorway.
Ah, I see. Okay. Is it something where I could easily reach if I were to swing a hand up there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool. I want to go ahead and I'm gonna pretend to be looking and like trying to lean around a corner, but actually like giving myself the room to swing the round shield up and hopefully just smash him like right in the nose.
Ooh.
Or actually, nah, round shield, use the strength. I don't want to do that. No, I'll do the similar explosion technique. I'll just like kind of keep my hand to my side while I do it though, and just uppercut right above me.
Are you trying to kill or are you trying to knock out?
Knockout. Like I'm doing like the contained explosion like in my hand to do concussive force.
So yeah, you just like, it's like, oh, I don't know anything, and then the hand just reaches up, that slight explosion goes off, and he just falls face first onto the floor. Unconscious. Just
Kind of like sigh of relief, like, yes, that was good. And then I'm gonna pick him up, throw him over the shoulder, and start making my way back to the square.
been very interesting had you failed that, because he would have attacked you. And they have a special ability, because I'm using the rulebook versions of them. Attack from above. If they succeed on attack from above their target, they do 3d10 damage.
Oh my god! Okay.
Ow.
Ooh.
So you're just kind of carrying him out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the square where everybody else is.
I'm just rummaging. I'm like rummaging and just looking through all the stuff they have.
Roll me a d8, fellow.
Oh, the Velo rolled a d8. There it is. I get 4.
All right. You find 4 handfuls of gold among them.
That makes a bag.
Nice.
That's counting everybody that's unconscious and or dead.
One of them was, I guess, not the best gambler.
Gotcha.
So you have 4 unconscious bodies. What do you do with them?
Does this town
What's
have
the
anything
note
that
say?
passes for guards? Oh, I'll just pass it over to Villa. Wipe my hands on a handkerchief and put it back.
As they killed him and they took over the town and it's under their control. So,
The exact words are, the guild has claimed his life, this town, and its iron. Submit or die.
huh. You think anyone, think any of the guards are going to resist?
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't been here before. I just wanted to drop off these goons somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if somebody would be responsible around here.
I suppose it would have been the mayor, but he doesn't seem very responsible anymore.
Well, who takes over when the mayor kicks it?
I'm not sure in this town. I suppose we could go back to the inn and see if anyone knows anything there. They haven't.
It's like an idea.
Those still inside might not have seen what happened out here and thus not have run for the hills yet.
I'll stay here with this motley crew and make sure they don't go anywhere.
Sounds good. I'll go ask questions.
I will say, as the sound of combat has ceased for a bit, people are starting to poke their head out to see what happened. and see the three of you with a number of individuals that look like they're just normal townsfolk tied up. A couple like inch on over. It's like, what's going on?
Hands them the note. That's what's going on.
Oh, you're
Apparently.
with Guild.
No. We are not with the guild. These ones were.
Yeah. Not sure exactly what's going on here, but guess you're a villager of this town?
Yes, you can call me Ansem.
Handsome. Velo is mine. Apparently there's some weird shenanigans going on with your town. Guilds trying to muscle their way in. Does that sound... have they been an issue the last few days?
Longer.
Week? Okay, alright, got it.
They've mostly kept to themselves. Did they do that to the mayor?
As far as who we have overheard, that is what they did. They've taken his life so they can take the town and the iron.
Interesting.
So
well,
they say, at least.
If you're one to talk to someone from King's Army, I know there are 2 guards that live here. They're inside the tavern, usually.
Well, they're doing a fine job so far.
They found the bottom of the cup, haven't they?
Some say they're still looking.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, any names we should be on the lookout for these wonderful guardsmen?
You'll see them. They're the only ones that are wearing their armor, and it will be rusted. They don't really take care. I think one calls himself Samuel.
Okay. So,
Fantastic.
Jar, you have these wonderful people. Is that correct?
Yes, I can watch over them.
Okay. And then I don't think I exchanged names with you, good lady.
I'll give a slightly dramatic bow. KVS Avail, at your service.
Havia, if you're going back into the inn to speak with people, I'll go with you so you're not alone.
Thank you very much. Let's go then. It shouldn't take long. Hopefully they'll be willing to come back out here.
Well, drinks, rusted armor. We'll see.
I did say hopefully.
Right, so the two of you head in on in. They're not hard to spot. They are at a back corner booth. A description: 2 men, one pale skinned, one far more tanned, both with look disheveled, long beards, longer hair. Their armor is mostly steel, and like steel and iron, but there is definitely the signs of rust and erosion.
Mm.
The both of them seem to be just drinking. They occasionally exchange words that you don't hear, but otherwise seem content to be drinking.
All right, let's see what they have to say. I will stroll over to them. Good afternoon, fine sirs. Would you mind helping us with a bit of a situation outside?
What kind of situation? We're off duty. Go bug someone else.
Are there any guards on duty?
Nope, never have been. It
See, so it's like that.
takes a long swig.
Well, there were some Thieves Guild agents fighting in the town square. They're taken care of now, though, and simply need to be relocated. Maybe questioned later. Oh, and the mayor's been assassinated.
Mayor's dead, huh?
Yes.
Someone's gonna be very rich today.
And placing bets?
Oh no. Old fart's been stockpiling iron for a little bit. Been buying it off anyone that comes by. He either has a hoard of gold from selling it to someone outside the capital, from outside the kingdom, or he has just been stockpiling it, waiting to make a trade with someone that matters and get the hell out.
Well, he got out, in a matter of speaking.
Yep,
But
I've
the
been
Thieves
waiting to
Guild-
get out of this shithole for 3 years. We're supposed to rotate duty 2 years ago.
I see. Well, along with the claiming of the mayor's life, the Thieves Guild also claimed to have claimed the town itself along with the iron it contains.
Taven, does
I
that sound
imagine
like
that's
that we get to
fair
leave?
name.
No, Samuel, no, it doesn't. What do you want us to do about it? We don't have a place to hold them.
What do you normally do with criminals you find in your town?
What we're doing now.
Drink away. Drink away the problem, right?
Yep.
Can't see the problems if you drink it away.
Listen, they call us guards. You know when the last time I got paid is?
More than
3
3
years
years ago.
Well, if you're not being paid, I suppose I can understand that. When you were being paid, was there a building you operated out of?
Not really. Anytime people caused trouble, it was just usually sorted out among the folks here. There was gallows, but they stopped bothering. Our job was to sit there and just make sure no one got hurt in bar fights. People were arguing over claims. We took care of that. But there haven't been claims here for a couple of years. Not like that, Matt.
I see.
Where's the mayor's house?
Should be if you take a left down the road. Like a left out of here, go down a couple 100 feet, take a right. Be the only house that still has paint on it.
Should make it easy to spot then.
Yep.
How
Well,
did...
if they have no place to hold them, and the mayor is dead, why don't we just use the mayor's house?
Well, the mayor's house is apparently also filled with either iron or gold, which is probably what they wanted. Not that they can use it if they're locked in.
Speaking of which,
Maybe there's a convenient cellar around somewhere.
Zahar.
Yep.
Ansem, the individual that came up and was just like, "Hey, what's going on?" After the other two walked in, they walk away and, after about 5 or 10 minutes, come out of the building they originally exited. You originally saw them come out of, with a satchel of tools. See a small pickaxe, shovel, couple torches sticking out of the bag.
Okay.
And he starts heading down the road. Left of the tavern, and you're going to a large painted building.
Oh yeah.
Some of the people that you knocked out start coming to. Like the guy that you burned, because he does have serious burns.
Of course.
I'll walk it off.
Ah, good morning.
Oh,
I say, leaning in. I wouldn't
fucking
squirm
beard,
too
your
much.
breath stinks.
Ah, yes, breakfast was good this morning. I'll lick my teeth. Nothing like a little raw beef to get the day started, along with a couple eggs.
I get what you're insinuating. Fuck you want.
Oh, just some answers. Since I've got you here. Who put you up to the task? Yeah, I know it was the guild. Who specifically?
I don't know specific. I was given a note.
Presume a note and some coin, then.
Yep.
How quickly morals go away at just a handful of gold.
Better than starving to death.
I mean, yeah, it's an entire unit of currency.
Oh, dude, there's a whole world around you. And yet you're going to behold yourself to a few shiny pieces. That's what's going to keep you alive. You're a sad little mouse.
You're a savage from the mountains.
Ah, yes. A savage who knows how to live and not get caught.
I don't have much more to say to you, Brain, so if you're going to kill me, just...
Not yet. I'm just going to sit there. I'm just going to keep watching them. Smiling.
Back inside the tavern. Well, yeah, us Athletes Town folks, I would, when I find out the mayor's dead, I'd try to get inside that building. See where the old fart stored it.
Does that make sense? Was it a resource he was keeping from everyone else in the town? That related to why the town is so short on it?
No, what little was found, he's been buying up. Like, he'd buy small chunks at a time. He's been doing it for, a decade at this point. It's a slow process, but, we were thinking that he might have enough to probably goes to Alsorin, or maybe make his way to the capital, buy a small little plot of land out there, get out of this shithole. Do you got the note that says that the guild is involved?
I think I gave it to...
And some.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he gave it back to us.
He gave it back.
Okay, he gave it back, so then Vela has it.
Can I get that note?
Don't see why
Hold it up in
not.
front of you, this one.
It's still a little slimy.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do you know if the mayor did anything in particular to draw the ire of the Thieves Guild?
Well, he was in charge. Usually, if the Thieves Guild won't take over a town, that's the first thing they fix. Bella, do you hand over the note?
I'm still holding it.
Okay.
Well, it's not necessarily like I'm holding it away from him. I'm just like holding it out for him to grab it, and he just never grabbed it.
He will grab it.
Okay.
Great. Thanks for this. Well, I think that ends our watch. Davian, let's pack our shit, grab our horses, and get the fuck out.
Bunch of cowards.
That's simple then. All right.
Oh, with this, we can't be marked as deserters, and they can't come and try to kill us.
I
Go back.
suppose.
Maybe get paid, maybe get reassigned. Maybe when we get back to the kingdom, it'll be on fire. Who knows?
Well, safe travels.
Same to you. Don't stay here. If the guild's involved, you'll likely die if you stay here. Especially since you say you roughed up some of their men, so they're probably going to take that person.
Oh, they take everything personally.
Yep, that's why we haven't done anything about them.
I see.
Coward.
They will stand up and may Rifnir guide your hand. What blade? Whatever. They walk out of the tavern. Zahar, you are watching your prisoners when two individuals in metal armor walk out of the tavern and walk on by.
Well, this place is a dump.
And I'm going to say it for a third time. Cowards.
Yes. Well, let's meet back up at Star.
Yeah. Walk out, see Jar still standing there.
And one of
Jar.
them is awake.
Jar.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a bunch of cowards who are not doing anything about keeping the peace in town. Sounds like the mayor may have been stockpiling resources in his house, which apparently, as far as we've heard, is the only place that still has paint on it.
It sounds like with the mayor's death, it's likely that others may try to break their way in to see what they can get their hands on. So there might be another situation soon.
Which one
If
is the
anything.
mayor's house?
According to the directions, further down this road, a few streets over, and then
You can see it from the from where you're at. It's a 3-story building with a dark blue paint on it. It's
Based
peeling, but it's painted.
Is that the one Ansem went into?
based on what the former guard said, I believe it's that one right there. I couldn't care less if coins or iron ore are left at Dead Man's house, but I'm just worried about them fighting each other over it.
Ansem went in there. The one that called himself Ansem anyways, a few minutes ago.
well, he's the only one who read the note.
Yes, and he is the only one who's gone in there so far. These
Wow.
ones were paid with a note in a pouch of gold. They know nothing else.
That sounds about right.
Do we have a place to stash them?
No, apparently there wasn't a particular building the guards worked out of in this town back when they did work. I was hoping there was a convenient cellar or otherwise windowless room to put them in, since I I don't think it's worth killing them, but I also don't want them to come back and try to kill us later.
Well, the mayor's dead, so we can always just use his house.
And be responsible for keeping watch over them? I think not.
Ah, that's true. We would have to, wouldn't we?
Yes. And with no, and he does finger quotes, civilized law keepers out here. Well, back to the cycle with a lot of you, I think.
The guy that is awake spits at you.
The guy what?
I'll chop my maw at him.
The guy that is awake spits at.
Should I leave that to you and go take a look at the mayor's house then?
Yeah, I can take care of it.
Okay.
All right.
Avia, you walk with me. We're gonna go check out the mayor's house.
Sounds good.
When we tied them up, how are they tied up? Are they tied up like as one big bundle?
I'd assume one big
They're
bundle.
just still restrained. Oh, did we tie them up? Oh, okay. I thought they were just still restrained by the vines.
I mean, we
Hell,
could
that's
use
a
the
lot of
vines left over.
dudes. I'm not. Zara's not weak, but he doesn't have pluses to his strength. He probably could drag a lot of them, but it would take a while. So I think it just has to be right here.
Can you beat like 3 guys in one sitting?
5 guys in
I
surprise.
mean, wait.
How do
You
we
know what? Oh, wait. Does your jaw unhinge like a snake's?
Probably not. Like it probably opens really wide, but I doubt it unhinges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll just do it right here. Once they go a few feet away or whatever, mouth open wide to see the like tubes in the sides of the back of his throat, and just spark ignites, torrent of fire onto the group, and just holds it steady for like 60 seconds.
The one guy that was awake is screaming in agony until he stops screaming. The other ones like scream a bit as they wake up from the searing pain, but that also quickly stops.
And once they're all past tense, I will take them to the edge of town and put them in a hole, bury them. And I'm going to use Wild Touch to grow a very thick patch of flowers where I buried them.
Okay.
So I imagine that'll probably take me a little bit. So eventually I'll come back to the others.
Yep, so we'll jump to the others. You make your way over to the mayor's home, as has been described. You see that the door is kind of busted in. Like, it looks like someone shoulder-checked it.
Okay. I'm going to put my short bow away, and I'm going to cross my arms. I'm going to cross my arms in such a way that my wrists are touching, smack my wrists, and a pair of glowing rings appear.
All right.
Like around your wrist? Or...
Hmm?
They're like around your wrist, or?
Yeah, they kind of just here. They kind of glow up here around the wrists. That's how I'm gonna work with these glowing rings. Apparently, no description. Therefore, smack my wrist, and the rings start glowing around my wrists.
Yeah, no description means you do what you want.
That's fair. So I have the glowing rings instead of my short bow equipped, and seems like Ansem's already at work, and I will go first.
I'd like the two of you to make instinct rolls for me.
Oh, okay. Except a way to cut an apple. Give me 1 second.
How dare you? That apple had a family.
Oh, wow. That's a nice
His family
roll
was
there.
the other apples in the bag.
Okay.
You said it was an instinct roll?
Yep.
I get a hope, so I go from 3 hope to 4 because hope exceeded, and I get a 22 on my instinct.
Very nice.
Damn. Trying to see if I have anything I can use to make this roll better after the fact. I don't think I do.
There's not a lot of increasing the number. There's a after the fact. There's some things like involving like re-rolling.
Yeah, I have stuff to do that with either one of those actually with spells, but that's it. I rolled a 7 with fear.
Oh no.
You're gonna get a stress here in a minute, and the reason for that is like you don't see anything. Just doesn't comprehend.
Yeah.
As for you, Ranger, you know when something smells off, and you smells off. You don't even make it to the stairs to the door before it hits you, and you immediately stop, Kavia. You smell poison in the air coming from the house. Kavia, this is Katari? Learning new race names. Yes, this Katari next to you just suddenly like puts her hand out, like, and stiffens up and starts smelling the air, like sniffing audibly, and gets like a
poison.
Yeah.
Is it more of like what he would know that it's poison that fills an air, or is it just the scent of poison?
It's you assume a poison gas.
Okay.
Because it was just poison in the air, you probably would have. It wouldn't be so pungent. This was something that was released. A lot of it was released recently.
Huh.
I will let you be able to move forward, and with some way to cover your mouth and nose, so as to not breathe it in.
Yeah, I can pull the collar of my coat up and over my mouth and nose. Thanks for the save.
Speaking of that, Brandon,
I'm
a Wanderborn. I have a nomadic backpack. Can I spend my hope, pull out like a face mask, I guess it is? Is that an item that's in this game?
Sure.
Like, it's probably not the first time, like, his nomadic tribe came across, let's say, like, a sulfur field before.
I'll say that, like, if you're spending a hope on it, because there's not, like, a face mask in the game that, like, meant for that. But, like, that absolutely could be a thing. It's a adventures system, like, rules like that system. So, hey, I want a thing. You want, like, some sort of, like, mask or apparatus to protect you from toxins. Absolutely, you can spend a hope. I'll let you have a bundle of it. Because it would probably be a, like, canvas mask that you could stuff herbs into.
Something of nature. Cool. So I'll go down to 3 hope. And I have this thing, and I just put it over my face as I go through as I start walking through the building now.
Yeah, I'll say that you can also give one to.
Yes, I have enough to mix. I have enough to mix it, probably enough for the party. So
yeah.
I think Kavia's here. Kavia, have a thing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I will follow your lead.
As you guys...
Poison gas seems a strange thing for Ansem to deploy, though. I wonder if there was a trap of some sort that he triggered on the way in.
It would mostly be a trap, unless, of course, Ansem's that smart.
You open the door slightly, and you hit something as you open it, and you look around to see what you hit on the other end of the door. It is the shriveled up corpse of someone who you believe is Ansem. Like, similar hair color, although that looks like it's deteriorated, like he's aged a good 30 years suddenly and rapidly.
Okay.
Like just all the moisture was gone.
That's not natural.
I realize this mayor wanted to protect his house, but this seems a bit excessive.
True. I agree. Is there anything on Ansem besides his pack?
His pack full of looks like mining tools. And other than that, a shocked expression. And I think that's where I'll call it here.
Fair.
I don't.
Yay, nobody died.
I don't want to send you
none of us
guys
died.
into a another area that could be interesting without our fourth, if they are available. If they're not available next week, well, that's just unfortunate. But
Nodders.
Yeah, that's fair.
questions, comments, suggestions. Did everyone enjoy it so far?
Yeah, I had a pretty
I
good time.
have one immediate complaint.
It might be the
from
same
what we've
complaint
played.
I have.
For me, it's initiative.
Yep.
And turn order and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels bad to have a discussion every time it comes back to us about who gets to go. And then also, like, realistically speaking, I'm all right. Like, I already had this feeling going in, but actually playing it, I feel like further solidifies it. It really feels like that you kind of incentivized to let the people who are going to succeed to like do the thing, but also like you could end up in situations where somebody has to like essentially sit out for the majority of the combat because like we're only like 2 or 3 turns in and we're already talking about like, well, I don't want you to not be doing anything. Meanwhile, Citra's character is surrounded by like 3 fucking people. Granted, they were rolling badly after like the first 2 rounds, but like, and it's like we can't. I mean, I don't think we had a round where we went more than 3 actions without a fear or a fail.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think it should be suboptimal for someone to not get to play.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is something that I noticed immediately as well. Like once we got 2 rounds in, I'm like, oh, that's a immediate fear roll.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I had a sneaky suspicion going in that it was going to be this way.
Yeah.
Not really sneaky. Like when I read how the initiative system worked a couple days ago, I was like, ooh, yeah, nah, it's not going to go well. And surprise, surprise, like obviously the combat went fine. Nobody died. Nobody was like critically injured. It was fine. But like the fact that has to be a meta discussion of like, well, I don't want you to like go too long without doing anything. I don't want to like butt in or anything like that. Like, I think it's fine having it where it's up to the players what order they want to act in. I'm a fan of that to a degree. But yeah, especially when it's like every enemy gets to act regardless of what they roll. Yeah, but when we roll bad, they get to go.
And I already have an idea of how I would fix that.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I think it is made with the intent of like, all right, if you're outnumbered, you actually probably do have less action economy. But because, like, I think for both PCs and enemies, actually, moving back, I think there should be a combat round. And I think each character, PC or enemy, should only get to act once per round, or at least a limited number of times per round. Like if you're fighting a boss, maybe they get more actions or something. I don't know, but because then, at least on the player's side, like you don't have to have the discussion of like, okay, I don't want to take everyone's turn, but it's like really good for me to go 3 times or something like that. And then it does also feel bad to just be like, well, I might have like blown the combat entirely by just rolling a fear at the wrong time, and now the enemies get to go 4 times, or something. And that's not like a decision anyone makes. It's very likely that we don't get to go more than once in a row.
Yeah, and like once again, I have some thoughts on how I would change that. I'll voice them out of recording. But I don't plan to run this short adventure that way because I want us to be able to be critical of this for what it is presenting and not for the fixes that we implement. If it becomes too disruptive, then I'll step in.
Yeah, did we specify at the beginning of the recording that this is the beta test?
I said playtest. I don't think I said beta test, but yes, this is a playtest.
Okay, like playtest, beta test, same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the mini campaigns essentially are a review, right?
Well, yeah, that and this is the beta test version of the rule set. If playtest wasn't clear enough at the beginning of the recording, so the full system isn't out yet. So it's not reflective of the final product, and like we have to give the spiel because the free to use documentation given out as part of the beta test specifies, in order to benefit from the right to stream it and everything, we have to specify that this is the beta test.
Yeah, which is fair. It's like, you don't want them to like lose otherwise interested people because they saw someone playing the playtest and were like, oh, that sucks, but they didn't know it was the playtest, even though they're playing it like a year from now. It's totally different and they would have liked it.
Yeah.
I have reservations because I know they talked about like being open to changes. I don't think the level of changes that need to happen are going to happen, but I could be wrong. But we'll see. But the initiative, definitely something should probably change. I understand that they're probably approaching this from a how did I put it before? They're approaching it from the perspective like that the players are going to be engaging in the game as both a party and DM and everything in good conscience. Meaning that everybody there is going to believe in making sure everybody's having a fun time. And in an ideal world in society, that would be the case. But people are people. And there are absolutely the types of players who are going to take this system and they're going to say, no, I want to act every round, and will force their way into getting an action every round.
I've played. It's the same problem I had with Powered by the Apocalypse, both like that issue and just having to have the discussion all the time. And I was in a Powered by the Apocalypse game that included a player like that. It was more that they wanted the spotlight on themselves all the time. It would justify it by saying, oh, but the system has a swinging spotlight so that, there's not, like, it moves around between people, but miraculously, this person wanted the attention constantly.
Yeah.
That's weird. Every time it swings over you, there's a hand holding it in place. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, odd. And, like, someone like that could do the same thing with this very easily, and I think it's easy for the system to allow toxicity, basically.
Yeah, it's something
There's
that's
nothing checking that.
It's something that's done in good faith, I believe, but unfortunately, you have to rely on everyone else having good faith.
Yeah,
faith. That's what I meant. Yeah.
But I want to hold off on more discussion on this because we'll likely make this into a separate thing that everyone can listen to.
That's my only one other complaint is the meta discussion just during the session.
Yeah.
So I feel like the trading out the mechanics of like having a little bit more rules and stuff means there's a lot more like, can I do this? Am I allowed to do this? And it feels like you kind of just spend the same amount of time
Yeah.
just not doing the thing when you're having a meta discussion versus let me double check the rules on that.
I feel like it's like a parabola of amount of stuff you have to do
Yeah.
based on like how rules light or rules heavy the system is, or it's like at one end rules light, like maximum rules light, either powered by the apocalypse or other things, or there are mechanics, but it's not heavy mechanics, so you have to ask that question all the time. Takes just as much time as the other end of the spectrum, where it's like made to the ascension. Extremely complex system mechanically, but you can literally do whatever you want, but you're back to having to like go through a whole process every time you act.
Yeah.
So like, and personal preference is a big thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think maximum reduction in rules necessarily equates to maximum smooth gameplay.
Yeah.
All the time.
And I want to thank everybody for listening. Look forward to our full detailed discussion of this at the after we get the final episode put out for this. By the way, session finished. You're all level 2.
Yay. And all that said, like I'm still having fun, so obviously I'm not like hating my life while I'm playing this or anything like that.
I made one note when like we got to that second round of combat. Combat is annoying. Thank you everybody for listening. Have a great day.
Hey,